Welcome back. Rellism Sports Talk, episode 139. We just chilling on the couch. It's Thanksgiving coming up.
Casual day.
You know what I'm saying? We relax, and I ain't got the elastic pants on yet until tomorrow when we're ready to eat. But thank y'all for watching on YouTube, listening on Anchor and Spotify, checking out our Facebook page my boy GM Tommy runs. And if you're in the FFF, check out what he's posted on the page. I appreciate it. Even though I had to throw it in his face because his Denver Broncos rode to another L to these Raiders. It wasn't a bet. I just had to do it against Tommy. I'm sorry, Tommy. I love you, though. You know what I'm saying? Because on Rellism Sports Talk, we talk about sports from Hall of Famers to the local talent to the big-time storylines. Always love for my Commanders, love for my Black Mamba, all the love for my mama, and a special heavenly birthday this past Monday to my mother. She passed away in March this year. Birthday was 2 days ago, so happy birthday to you, Mom. The Vikings are doing all right, even though they just lost. That's our team. But love you, always thinking about you, Mom. Always, always, always. All right. Tonight, we went at my brother's house, relaxing, like I said, on the couch.
Family night,
chilling, taking my mind off things. We're going to do the Monday night recap, Turkey Day games, what we're thankful for as far as our NFL teams are. Somebody's team is doing all right. Mine ain't doing too bad, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to talk about the JMU game that we went to this past weekend. Some things what we saw could be corrected. You know, but JMU pulled it off. Whatever. It's too cold to stay for all that.
It's way too cold. Way too cold.
So
let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Monday night game, the 49ers. The 49ers are turning into what we thought they would be. Now that they got Christian McCaffrey, they're getting healthy. They expose and impose their will over the Cardinals. Destroyed them. I mean, it wasn't even a game, man.
I think it started okay, but then there was a gap where it just you knew it was not even worth.
Yeah.
I almost quit watching it.
I had a bet in, but then when I knew I lost, I did quit watching it. You know, but so they took over first place. Seattle Seahawks was in first place for a long time, which nobody can believe. Took over first place in the NFC West, and December 15th, Rellism Sports Talk will be live. Another venue. Thank you, McAdoo's. We appreciate you, McAdoo's at Harrisonburg. December 15th, Thursday Night Football, 49ers at Seahawks. It could be for the division.
Big game.
So come check it out with us. All of us that can be a part of it.
The whole crew, the whole Raw crew is going to be there.
Well, most of them. I know Brandon will be there already. But we'll be thinking about you, Brandon. But yeah, man, another live show. Let's go.
Get it.
Let's go. Come out and support us, local talent out here, sports talk and doing things. We had to do a little segue. But the 49ers are scary. They're getting healthy. Defense is top notch against the run. Eagles can't say that. Cowboys can't say that. All the other top teams that are competing in the NFC can't say that. And they're getting healthy with all the talent they got.
A deep bench. Deep bench.
Deep.
So I mean, not only deep, but I mean, let's talk about the quarterback situation.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo was supposed to be a Seahawk, a Carolina Panther, a Cleveland Brown. He was supposed to be a Colt. He was supposed to be all these different things. But Jimmy G's out here still doing what he's doing. Jimmy G is doing things. I mean, I don't understand what's going on.
My man came back and said, I'm going to go ahead and just take my job back if you need me.
Took it.
Yeah, just took it. I'm going to take my job back if you need me. I'll just be out here starting. Didn't even question it.
Not at all. He's out here taking it just like all the women in Mexico at the game was trying to take him. They hit a line of women trying to get him to sign anything. They weren't even holding that. They was just like, sign me. I was like, what in the world is going on in Mexico? And on the other side of the ball, when we looked at the Cardinals, they got coaches out here groping women, getting fired off the team.
I mean, and that's been a team that's been a disappointment this year. I mean, I think we all thought, I remember back at day one when we went through the little board, everybody kind of had some faith in the Cardinals this year.
I know I did.
And this is a team that's just really fell off. Where do you think you rebound from that? What do you think the cause is?
I think it's just
is it culture within the program?
I think it's definitely culture. You bring in a coach that ain't never win in college, never did nothing, and then a quarterback that's been coddled this whole time and ain't won nothing either. And now they're finally getting paid, and they're getting rewarded for not winning. You're getting rewarded for not winning nothing.
Right.
So, and I was the biggest advocate for Kyler Murray, so I have definitely changed my mind on that. But on the other side, Debo was pouting and whatever, but he got his money. But look what they're doing. Debo, Brandon Ayuk, who kept his mouth shut when he never got the ball because it was all about Debo. Now he's getting his chance to shine. Kittle's finally healthy coming back. Eli Mitchell did not complain one bit when he got hurt and realized the most ultimate Swiss Army knife, Christian McCaffrey, is now the starting running back.
I mean, you double-headed there.
But he didn't complain or nothing.
Yeah.
And now he's getting his touches too.
Yeah.
So that's the difference in the culture. Like you said, look at the culture of the 49ers. You got people coming in, taking over their jobs, but they're sharing. And the Cardinals over here crying about everything.
You losing the team aspect, right? Like, I mean, go out and put your work in. If you want the spot, you put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And I think culture is a big one.
Culture. Yeah, it's their problem. But the only bright spot for the Cardinals, like me and my man Swole Daddy said, I know you're going to argue this, but you might have a good argument. But D-Hop is the best wide receiver in football. He catches everything. He catches everything thrown to him. He is a freak. He's like Spider-Man, grabbing stuff out the air, going crazy.
I'm not going to take away from
McCoy.
I'm not going to take away the man's talent, but I mean, Tyreek, he leading the league. I mean, how can you say he's the best when the numbers are there? I mean, both of them got a quarterback that's not the best quarterback in the position. But Tyreek Hill's working with a quarterback that really doesn't have the arm. We've seen that, and he's still putting up numbers. I say that he is probably right now the best receiver, and that's not just because I'm a Dolphins fan.
It's not.
I mean, maybe a little.
No, but I get it. But see, I've never been a stat guy.
Right.
I've never been a stat guy because they can always be manipulated. And D-Hop did have to serve 6-game suspension, so he's not going to have the same numbers. I'm just looking at since he's been back for 2 weeks.
Who was the sneaky pick in our league? Because I wanted him when he was coming off suspension. Somebody snuck in there.
You know who got him.
See,
you know who got
great minds think alike.
You know what I'm saying? D-Hop, I got him in mostly all my leagues just because he's that good. He's worth it. But I mean, Tyreek Hill, he's the highest scoring fantasy player.
Right.
So you can't argue with that. But then again, fantasy players like Tony Romo or Kirk Cousins, which we'll get to later, they put up numbers too. Well, sometimes they do.
All right, we'll get down the line on that. We'll get down to that.
So, Swole, I'm with you. I think D-Hop's the best. I just wonder how long he's going to deal with losing, or that organization's going to deal with losing.
I mean, that's a big thing. How long do you tolerate L's before you make a change?
I mean, I think and I have to go back on this because Tommy and them used to dog me about Kyler Murray. I said, just pay him his money. He needs to get his money. Now he's got his money, and he bringing his best friend and Marquise Hollywood Brown, and you still ain't winning.
Right, you've been paid. You got your money. You got your money. You ain't show up,
and nobody's winning. I don't understand that. So that was the Monday night game. The 49ers, I think, are the scariest team that nobody wants to play in the playoffs. They're gonna just like I said about your team, Miami, in the AFC.
Yeah,
I think nobody wants to play them in the playoffs.
I think on a given day, I don't think they're a team that goes the distance, but I think on a given day, you let them hang around, they're going to beat somebody in the playoffs that shouldn't have been beat.
They're there.
They're there.
They're there. The Eagles don't want to play them. I know that.
Well, let's move it on to the OBJ bowls.
Well, we'll get to OBJ. Let's talk about our teams first. Since we talked about Miami.
All right.
So it's Thanksgiving. We sitting on the couch chilling. Let's sit back and reflect about our two teams. I'm a Washington fan. You're a Miami fan. We have both. These are probably the biggest laughing organizations over the past 10 years. Ours maybe even longer than that.
Ours has definitely been a longer. You guys have had some wins in there.
We've had some wins, but we're just dysfunctional organizations, problems with coaches suing the NFL, coaches getting sued by government. Well, I mean, our organizations have went through some stuff.
Right.
Cheating scandals, sexual misconduct scandals. But we do have some things to be thankful for this year.
What are you thankful for your NFL team? Everybody right now, I want you to reflect on what you're thankful for.
And I want people to put it in the comments too. So for my team, I'm thankful that Daniel Snyder might have to sell the team and make it UVA and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
I would be thankful for that. I don't need every hip hop artist to own the team. Just get it out of Daniel Snyder's hands. Another thing I'm thankful for is Chase Young might finally come back and help the team. We do have a plus 500 record, and we only one spot out of the playoffs. And for a Washington fan, I mean, that's like Super Bowl for us.
That's still the NFC. That's the NFC. I mean, you can have you can have a losing record.
Hey, we got to win a record. We got to win a record. What about the Dolphins?
I mean,
what are you thankful for the Dolphins?
I think all the Dolphins fans, the few and far out there, especially you, Brandon, I think we can all agree. I'm just thankful for this year's team. I'm thankful for the culture within the organization. I'm thankful for even with the downs, like with the Tua thing, with him being with the concussion, and we kind of had that little bitty dip. We pulled back out of it. And we're a team right now that I think is a successful team. And as long as management continues to look at that and not pull a Miami move where at the end of the season we make the dumbest trades in the world, which we're famous for, I think we're good. I mean, I'm thankful for once just to have a team that's playing like a team.
Yeah.
We have weapons. We don't have the strongest quarterback, but we have these receivers that are going out and putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? I'm just proud of this. I mean, we finally got a team.
I love how you still be dogging Tua.
I
dogging Tua all year long, dude. You gonna give him any love finally?
I got to give him a little love. He's doing all right, my bad to him. My bad. He's doing all right.
Brandon's been high on him.
I mean, it is what it is.
But then again, he went to Alabama, so of course Brandon's be high on him, whatever. Right. But Tua's doing all right. Y'all in first place.
First place. That's weird for me, man. It almost scares me. It almost makes me nervous because I'm afraid Miami's going to pull a Miami. You know what I mean? It just.
Imagine if y'all had Mika Fitzpatrick and y'all just gave him to Pittsburgh. Wow. But anyway. So those are the things we're thankful for. Put in the comments what y'all are thankful for your team. I'm interested to see what people are going to say.
Also want to say I'm thankful for my family. That's what I want to say.
I don't want to get in all this.
I just want to say I'm thankful for my family.
I mean, I'm thankful for that too.
But I'm thankful for these Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, because I don't want to get to the family stuff.
Fins up.
Fins up. I just can't even say nothing about my team because I'm not thankful for us being called the damn Commanders. I don't like that.
Well, if you guys get to sell, you move to Virginia. I think it's better for your fans. It's better for your ticket sales. If you've ever been to that stadium up in DC, it's nice, but it's a mess to get to. So I think moving it over to Virginia, and they're talking down in the Tidewater area, Newport News area. I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be big. So we, fingers crossed for you guys.
Yes. And Chris, tomorrow we're not going to McAdoo's. It's not tomorrow.
No, it meant 6 p.m. You need to be there.
It's not tomorrow. It's December 15th, dude. It's December 15th.
All right.
All right, here we go. Like you said, the OBJ Bowls.
Right.
And we named it that because, wow, there's 6 teams, but 4 of them
could get OBJ.
Which could change the rest of their season.
I'm still going to say it's a high risk, high reward. The man's a cancer. We all know this.
I mean, I saw what he did with the Rams. I don't know.
Yeah. All right.
He's a weapon.
Let's talk.
He's not Antonio Brown.
All right, so let's talk. Let's talk Bills versus Lions. Bills. Where you at with this?
Bills are still in Detroit. They already played there.
I think 2 weeks in a row. Now you back?
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna smack them around early. I think they're gonna win again.
You're like, this is my house. You put your feet up on the coffee table.
Like this is my spot. I'm taking this. The Lions don't win at Thanksgiving. When's the last time you seen the Lions win?
Why do we still give them a spot on Thanksgiving? Why losing team? Why did Denver have every Thursday night game this year? I got so tired of watching them lose, Tommy. I don't know what to do.
Because they thought it was Sierra at quarterback and not Russell Wilson. They're like, oh, they want to see her. We don't want to see him. He ain't doing nothing.
So, I mean, I think I'm with you. I think the Bills go back, and that's a team within the AFC that's definitely a scary team you need to keep an eye on, especially late. They've been there. They've been in the late season. They've been in the playoff. Yeah. Definitely a scary team. And I think they go into Detroit, put their feet up on the table, eat a little Thanksgiving dinner, maybe have a beer, smack somebody's wife around a little bit. You never know.
I hope none of that happens.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
But I mean, I just feel like Detroit, they did what they needed to do last week. That was their big win. They beat the Giants last week. They were happy doing that. The Bills, I'm still not sold on Josh Allen, though. I don't think he's healthy. He's throwing picks on.
Why do you think they're rushing him back, though?
It's because of your boys.
I agree with it.
Because Miami, even when Tua was out, they still hung around. So I guess they were like, with Josh Allen, they can't not win.
Right.
The AFC is too tough as far as the numbers go for the rankings for them to drop too low.
It's tight. I mean,
it's tight.
It's way tight. That's always been a division. You have to kill in that division.
You have to. But it used to be the Patriots.
Yeah.
But the Patriots right now are still in the playoffs. I don't even know, Swole Daddy. I don't know what you're doing with that team, but hey,
some Belichick witchcraft going on.
Belichick is doing some things out there. So I think the Miami Dolphins could actually end Buffalo's season without even playing them, just because they keep winning.
I mean, fingers crossed. I hope.
And Josh Allen, I hope not, because that's Keith's boy. Hope he don't get hurt, but I don't think he's right, dude. I don't think he's right. On the other note, James Cook, the rookie running back, is finally starting to show up, which makes me wonder, why did you even trade for Naeem Hines? Like, if you're not even going to use him. I don't know. That's just a fantasy aspect, whatever. But the Lions, next year, they're going to be official. I'm calling it right now. The Lions, with Lamar Jackson, Tommy, they are going to be official.
This is a big prediction.
Lamar Jackson with the Detroit Lions.
Big prediction.
And they're going to be official.
Somebody want to write this down. I want to go back to this episode, see how they do
and
next year.
When it comes and this happens, y'all gonna be like, oh my God. So we both picking the Bills.
I'm picking Bills.
All right, the OBJ effect. His best friend's Von Miller.
Right.
That's Tommy's man crush. They need another receiver to go with Stephon Diggs. They need to have that. And imagine them two together with Josh Allen. All they do is throw the ball.
Do you think that the Bills want to pick him up, though?
Yes.
Yeah? You think?
They've already said they want him. They want him. The Giants want him. Dallas want him. They've already been on their record wanting him.
I'd like to see how this goes. I mean, look, I think the man is talented, but you all know how he does on a team, and there's that.
He won a Super Bowl.
There's also a lot of controversy that follows in the locker room.
But that happened in Cleveland. Cleveland was saying all this stuff, and look at their organization. They fell apart. But we'll see. You never know. He does have a little TO in him. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I had to get George Teague on his butt then. Anyway, so the Giants-Cowboys, divisional matchup.
This is the game that I think is probably the most solid game. Yeah. Both teams, I counted both teams out at the beginning. I was like, no way, Giants are the Giants.
Especially the Giants.
But yeah, and like both teams are they're a little scary right now. They're scary. They're a scary bunch together.
Yeah, I agree. But see, we look at it, the Giants, they lose to Detroit, but Detroit's one of those scrappy teams that can score. The Giants don't have enough receivers. They have Slayton, and that's it. That's why I said OBJ could go back home and make a difference. Because all they got is Saquon Barkley.
Right.
And then you look at Dallas, putting that star on his helmet. OBJ might love that. Being next to CD Lamb, that makes me kind of worried.
I think the money is what chases him.
He said he wants to go to any way he can win a ring.
Okay.
I think the winner of this game is going to have a leg up.
Yeah. I think that shows you where you want to go. I think it shows you where you want to go.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Cowboys win.
Did you play Kirk Cousins last week? I know Brandon did.
Might want to talk about negative.
Brandon said he got negative some points.
Negative 4.8 points, almost negative 5 points. I want to thank Kirk Cousins for being Kirk Cousins all year. You've been putting up points.
Like that?
Big time. Kirk Cousins does what Kirk Cousins does best.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys coming off the loss to Green Bay, which they shouldn't have lost to. Then they beat Minnesota.
They didn't beat Minnesota.
Yeah, they beat their ass.
They stomped Minnesota.
But Dallas always gets in their own way. Could they lose to the Giants at home?
What's your pick on this? Let's take a pick.
I'm a pick Dallas. But would I be surprised if the Giants won? No, because Dallas always gets in their own way.
Let's make it a little friendly. I'll go against you. I'll take the Giants. We got a little competition.
I'll give you 4 points.
You give me 4 points.
Yeah.
All right. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, Dallas definitely going to win.
I mean, where do you think? Oh, man. I don't know, man. I don't think OBJ goes back to New York. I just think that if he has a chance, I think it's between the Bills and Dallas. I mean.
Is it because of the quarterbacks?
I think it's because of the quarterbacks and the organization. I mean, he's going to go to an area where there's big fans. He
likes that.
Yeah, he's got big personality.
Yes.
So he's going to go somewhere where he has that big following.
That's what I'm scared about Dallas.
Just
for that reason, you said.
Jersey sales, basically.
That's for that reason. So he got the Giants. I got Dallas. The Giants can't win because Dallas can't stop the run. And Saquon Barkley, he's doing big time things. So
where we at?
Odell effect, I think, depends on that game. Last game on Turkey Day, the Patriots, who scored 3 points on offense in a win over the Jets.
How the Vikings do?
They scored 3 points on offense. But it was in the loss against Dallas. So can either team score over 3 points?
I want to say that it was like, Cousins had it on, but like this is Cousins again, prime time, Thanksgiving Day, you're the last game.
Oh
you just took a big L. Does Cousins come out and produce like he should be producing? Jefferson is there. You have the weapon, and you have underutilized that, I think, for most of the year. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because of him.
Right.
And that's my mom and my son's team, the Vikings. So I'm pulling for them. But
I mean, that could be like the last one that OBJ goes to, though. Could you imagine him and Jefferson together? Now you got a Miami situation.
That's
Now
dope.
you have two receivers that you have to just, which one do you cover?
Yeah.
And then it's kind of the same Miami situation. You got a quarterback that's.
But another reason why I keep saying the Vikings and nobody's talking about it, the coach for the Vikings was the offensive coordinator for the Rams last year when OBJ went there. So he knows the scheme. He knows what they're trying to run.
He knows you know what to expect either way.
And if the Vikings could add another playmaker, that's just going to help Kirk Cousins' deficiencies. Just like Jalen Hurts' his deficiencies, you got A.J. Brown. Tua's deficiencies, you got all these weapons going in.
Right.
You help them by giving
not
them
that Cousins is a bad quarterback, but it helps if you have the options.
Yes.
To like you said, to offset. You don't have to be the star player at this point because all you have to do is get the ball out there. Just throw, somebody's going to get it. Somebody's going to get it.
And then you still got my boy Dalvin Cook in the backfield, and you traded for T.J. Hockenson from the Lions. So there's so many weapons out there. Why can you only score 3 points?
Cousins.
That's kind of scary.
I don't know who to pick on. I got Cousins playing again for. Let's see.
Are you gonna play him?
I'm playing him. I got you don't bench him quite yet. So let's see. I'm gonna take Vikings on this.
You ain't gonna play Aaron Rodgers against the Eagles.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get started on Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. And I got him for an MVP pick this year. Yeah, great choice for me. Great choice for
valuable
me.
Prick. You can't stand him.
Yeah,
I got the Vikings too. I think Dalvin Cook is gonna have a big game. Okay. Dalvin Cook. I'm only saying it because I got him on 2 fantasy teams. But I hope he can. But I think the Vikings will bounce back. The Patriots can't keep up with scoring enough. But they do have 2 running backs that can run. So it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a tight game. And I mean, at the end of the day, the Patriots are the Patriots. And they are
Bill Belichick.
They're a disciplined team. And they're going to get out there and do what they need to do.
Bill Belichick. So primetime Kirk Cousins, we'll see. OBJ factor, we already said. Could he change it? If he went to the Vikings, could they compete with the Eagles?
I mean, I don't see why you couldn't.
If he went to Dallas, could they beat the Eagles?
I think the Vikings would be a better scheme with the double set receivers. Like when you have, you know what I'm saying? I think Dallas is just, it's Dallas. You know what I mean?
They always get in their own way.
Exactly. Getting
their own way.
Hey, they got all the money. They could pay you. You don't even have to show up. They'll still pay you.
Yeah, they'll pay you.
I don't think that he goes to the Vikings, but
yeah, but I think it's Bills or Cowboys. Like
Bills or Cowboys, yeah.
Anybody but the Chiefs. Don't go to the Chiefs, please, because I do not want to see an Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl. I'm saying it might be Tua versus Jalen Hurts, the 2 quarterbacks that we talked about in the beginning of the year.
I'm not even commenting. I don't want to jinx it.
They not going to be quarterbacks for their teams next year, and they might be in the Super Bowl together. Who knows? But one thing that we did do together this past weekend, we went to the JMU game.
Thank you to my boy Dr. Corn. Great seats. We were sitting right behind the sideline, 50-yard line. Yeah. Beautiful seats. Great time. Thank you.
Always thankful. Even though I think I threw my shoulder out when I was throwing Twizzlers. Even though I ain't hit nobody in the face like Derrick did.
Can't help it. You ready for the seed? I was hitting them in the numbers.
But definitely appreciate you, Corn, the biggest JMU fan, alumni. We appreciate you. The recap of the game, we ain't gonna be too harsh on you because we want to keep coming to games. We want to get banned for nothing. But what was your first take watching the game? Like in the beginning?
JMU started. If anybody's been following, they jumped up to the Sun Belt. You know what I mean? Came in and everybody kind of counted them out, and they jumped off way ahead. They were undefeated leading into, and just they were ranked. No, they were 25 at one point. Ranked. And then they fell off. And I think it goes back to what we saw at this game. Special teams continues to fail. Let's talk about this. 3 kickoffs in a row. Dropped kickoffs instead of allowing it to go out the end zone 3 times. There was a point where the crowd was yelling like, "Don't catch it, don't catch it." And when he didn't catch it,
they cheered.
I think, underutilization of the tight ends. We've seen that. JMU has a tight end that is the size of
is he baby Gronk? This dude's huge. He's like your boy Gesicki.
Yeah, I mean, he is huge and talented. And every time they get the ball to him, it's big plays. They don't utilize that slant. It's mismatch. And then play calling. What do you think about the play calling? I mean, games in a row that they have been just terrible offensive play calls.
I feel like they're not exotic enough. I feel like it's too staged in elementary to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like we don't have enough people in motion. We have a lot of athletes on the team. And like you said, the tight end, move him around. Move him from spot to here. put him out wide,
and
JMU make that defense figure out like what the
JMU
heck's
has a
going on.
great running back, but he's a small running back. Now he has great feet. The man is shifty. He can get onto the outside, but once he gets touched, he's down because he's so small.
Yeah.
But the way to open that up is threaten with the tight end underneath. Make the backs pull up on that because you're worried about that. Then that opens up your receivers, and then your run game opens back up. Now you can start running out to the side. Now you can run that wheel route out because you're getting the coverage over there. It's just, I don't know, like you said, elementary. And I'm not a coach. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
they can't play scared. You can't coach scared. And what I mean by that also is they were getting their butts whipped going into halftime. You got 3 timeouts, a minute and a half left. You're at the 25-yard line, and y'all just let the clock run out.
So I can see it from two sides. You're not wanting to give your team's already playing bad. You don't want to give up the interception for the touchdown.
Because you had just fumbled.
Just fumbled. So you don't, but at the same time, I think you take the heart out of it. You're saying, hey, now granted, JMU came back, adjusted in the second half and put it to it. But I think I don't know, man. That's
I mean, hindsight, because we know that they won.
Yeah.
We can say, oh, well, they made it in the second half. Suppose you didn't.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like you didn't have faith in us to go down the field, coach. You didn't have faith in us.
You gave up. You gave the other team to look at you and be like, they don't want it.
They don't want it.
They don't
want
it.
Scared. They don't know what to do. And I look at it as the beginning of the year. You talk about the Giants. Remember game 1, the Giants had it 4th down and goal. They scored and win. The coach went for it. Brand new coach went for it, and they scored and won. And it showed the culture of, I'm going out to win. I believe in you guys to do it. Let's go do it. And now they're where they're at. They're relevant. The Giants, nobody thought they would be relevant like this.
I think if anybody, if you've ever been an athlete in any kind of sport, you play to the very end. You don't, whether you're losing by 30 or you're down by 3, you play your heart out to the very end because you never know.
Because you never know. Film don't lie.
Right.
And if you ain't playing to the end, the film ain't gonna lie. And somebody's watching that film.
Right.
Somebody's always watching.
They're gonna watch your body language. They're gonna watch when you give up, when you put your head down. They're gonna notice that.
And if you don't believe me, go ask the Jets coach or the Jets quarterback, the MILF hunter, Zach Wilson, who just got benched. Because why? You ain't being a leader on the field. You're not being a leader in the press conference. You out here, and now you're sitting on the bench.
Right, because you're not no confidence.
Yeah, you sitting here.
Well, I mean, either way, Jamie pulled it off. I think if the things we talked about would have been utilized earlier in their season, they wouldn't have had the loss to Marshall. They wouldn't have had, I think they would still probably be a ranked team. They can't get a bowl game this year, but I think it would have shown that this is a team that you don't want to mess with.
You don't want to mess with.
You don't want to mess with.
And next year, I'm excited for it because they can't get to a bowl game, and they will.
We going.
And I think they will. And I think there's no question. I think they proved something to me because I thought moving up right here, I thought it was going to be a learning curve for this year. They were beating teams I never thought they would beat.
No, I mean,
when you and Josh go see Coastal, I don't know. If
Saturday we Coastal. So here's the thing: Coastal, the quarterback's out. The
quarterback's out.
Quarterback's out. I mean, and it's the last game of the season. Could be a trap game. You never know. And the weather's supposed to be nice. Finally, we were really concerned about rain, cold weather. I think it's going to be a good day. It's like a noon game. I'm gonna be out there about 9. Having a little beer, little cornhole.
But you want to know one thing about JMU? The game when we left, they were getting smashed. They wound up winning. Appalachian State, who people need to remember, Appalachian State beat big time programs. Mm-hmm. And one of them they beat this year was, Texas A&M that they beat this year. You know what I mean? So for JMU to have the will and want to come back in those type of environment, and those type of games, they went on the road and just went against Appalachian State.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But
they can beat Coastal.
But if you keep that mentality through the whole game, right, adjust off your mistakes, I think you become more of a threat to the whole Sun Belt. I mean, I think it puts you on the map as like, this is a team, and then you're going to start getting those recruits that are at bigger schools that maybe are sitting the bench. Now you got a chance to just kind of portal. Yep, you can transfer.
Well, look at their quarterback.
Portal.
And he did some things.
So
I'm just saying, man.
Good program.
Rise. I can't wait to see what's going on. Maybe we can keep a coach without using it as a stepping stone to go somewhere else. I mean, I love you, Signetti, because you gave my boy a scholarship offer, so I always got love for you. But stick around with him. Stick around with
the program.
You know what I'm saying? Make it your own. Yeah. I'm tired of hearing about what was my man's name?
Mike Houston.
But Houston don't even count for me because he left real quick.
Couple championships.
Matthews? What was it? Mickey Matthews.
Mickey Matthews.
Mickey Matthews. But he's known for that because he stuck around
through the tough time.
The bad.
Yeah.
And won. I got a signature picture of him at the stadium when they won the championship of him holding the junk up right in my man cave. So I mean, that's what it's all about. Stick around, Signetti. because you're gonna do some big time things with JMU athletics. I know you're a hell of a coach. You came from Alabama. You did some big things. JMU's about to pump up some stuff, man. I can't wait.
I'm excited for next year.
Yeah, me too, Corn. I'm excited for JMU. Pick me, pick me, pick me. I'm trying to roll, baby.
Thank you, my boy Eric Corn. Always with the blessed seats. Always a good time.
Yes.
Great tailgate.
With those Twizzlers all day with you, baby. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Everybody a part of the show. Listen to the show. Watch the show. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Everybody.
Blessed to everybody's family.
Yes.
Enjoy this
for you guys.
Enjoy your time with your friends and family. And if you can't be there, people got to work. Yes. Just take that moment to reflect and enjoy your day. Everybody appreciates that kind of thing.
We all got problems. We all got issues, but we need to focus on the positive. We got a lot of good things we need. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Rellism Sports Talk.
Put the up.
139. Eat fat and let's go. Hopefully Dallas will lose. No offense to you, George T. Appreciate y'all. Big time storylines. Yes.
Great show.
All right.